Hi, Rob Grimes for the IFBTA here at CES, and I'm standing here with Chris Chance, the CEO of Sunnycam. Now, you may remember, this is one of those success stories because 2 years ago we covered this company and they actually had a prototype that had been developed, but it actually wasn't a working model. But here we are 2 years later, Chris.
Yeah.
And you actually have some working models here.
Welcome back, yeah,
so
indeed.
Why don't you refresh our memory on what it is that you're offering?
Okay, so all those years ago, we just gave you a little 3D printed model with a concept.
Right.
As you said, we've pushed
and
through
even
that.
3D printing a
3D
couple years ago has come a long way, right?
It's come a long way. So we've come that little bit further, physically materialized a product now. So this is the one. It's finally working. There's actually 3 models in the range. And to all intents and purposes, it's pretty much where we said it was going to be. It's an action camera built into a pair of glasses.
Right.
But of course, the unique thing, as we said, a couple of years ago, that was great about this, camera here, you're really recording.
Nobody even really notices the camera is in the
camera. Yeah, yep, exactly. And so that's really where we are. We have the 3 models.
Right.
We've pushed on a little bit. Our dream back then was to say, well, this ought to be Wi-Fi at some point. So our new model, of course, is the Wi-Fi one. With an adjustable lens. Here you'll be able to stream now live to your phone, to your second stream. Looks cool.
Looks cool. That's great, right? But actually, there's really a practical purpose to this, right?
There is.
So if we want to think about it, we were talking about, you've got these out there. You're obviously advertising here in the sports and fitness area.
Yep.
But you mentioned to me that you have a hotel customer in the UK.
Yeah, we do.
That's actually using this in food and beverage.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're using it for auditing purposes. Believe it or not, we're a bit keen on how we pour pints in the UK, as you well know. So it's just a very simple way to capture anything that an individual will do, which is why we use it in sport, of course, because we've Formula One, for example, has had the luxury of having a car with cameras bolted all over it.
Right.
Individuals, we struggle to mount cameras on them. So this is a pretty convenient way of capturing.
Okay, so what they're doing in this hotel is they're putting the glasses on, they're asking the person to pour a pint, which has to be done a special way, and then they're uploading.
Then they'll upload
they're uploading it file to sort of see how the person's doing, right?
And then that's basically an audit check. So as if they were physically going to stand there themselves. It's just saving them.
Right. So the concept here is that anybody who's doing any kind of activity that might have training or audit involved in it could actually wear the glasses and record. And we'll get to the live streaming in a second, but they could actually wear the glasses, record what they're doing, and then somebody can analyze it and say, this is a better way to make this meal, or here's a better way to do customer service, or here's a better way to deal with human resources, how to interact with somebody.
That's it, perfect.
Because it's sort of like being in a casino. You forget that the cameras are all around.
Yeah.
And certainly with these glasses, you really wouldn't know that there was a camera here unless you really looked at it very closely.
And the great thing about them, of course, because we have the camera mounted here, what it really means is that if you're looking at it, you're recording it. So
that's right.
We don't require lots of skill to use it either. So
now we have a memory card in here. I think it's up to 16 gigs?
Up to 64, actually.
64 gig.
This one's 16 because it's a waterproof version.
Right.
So we've had to sort of tuck the memory away, but we're not swimming with it, no.
Okay.
And then the other guys, you can actually change the cards in those, and you can put a 64 gig.
So we have a lot of memory space here, and you were also telling me that we have a version that, while the battery power can last for about an hour, which, by the way, would be just fine for most training types of things.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be fine for wearing for a whole shift.
No.
Right.
For a whole shift, you need to plug into some additional power.
But we could go ahead and have it plugged in, and it could be any kind of USB power.
Any USB power.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So really, you could run it for hours if you really wanted to.
I mean, you could run then up to the full capacity of the card, which, in the case of a 64 gig card, that would give us around 12 to 13 hours record time.
Okay, so that's a lot.
Good enough for a shift.
So if I were running it in a shift, so we start to think about things we could do. I get the auditing thing, I get the training piece of it. We also could be doing time and motion studies. We could be watching how somebody actually works with the equipment, takes the orders, where they're traveling to, what they're looking at, to actually figure out more efficient ways for them to do their job.
Exactly. Yep.
And also now on this version, and I don't know about these, you can record sound as well.
All models now carry sound.
All of them have sound.
Okay,
so you really can hear the conversation that's going on and see what the person's doing.
Very much.
Now, when we're on a Wi-Fi model, we'd have the ability to live stream.
You can live stream within Wi-Fi distance, and at the moment, it's not a limitation, but at the moment the Wi-Fi stream will only take you to a second screen. But you could use that as a monitor. So if we wanted to, we could stand here and I don't know, we could run some kind of training, or we could do some close-up stuff and stream it to a screen. that the
well, we actually could have two cameras.
See.
I mean, we have a cameraman here who's working with us here. But if I were doing some training stuff, he could be filming from that perspective. But we also could be showing the perspective of the person who's actually doing what it is
the piece of work or whatever. Yeah.
And I guess I envision perhaps at some point coming and doing these interviews just wearing glasses, right?
That'd be great. That'd be nice for us.
Now we could do clear glasses too, right?
Yeah, we can. I mean, we do lots of different lenses actually. We have
interchangeable lenses.
Yeah, we have. We also have the safety lenses, and we're working on a little product at the moment that will clip into here that'll give you also prescription.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, the safety lens thing I certainly get, but the clear lenses, if I'm dealing with a customer, I want them to see my eyes, right? So we should be able to have the conversation.
Sure.
And again, these types of glasses would not be, it's not like the Google Glass, which really stands out. You could have a conversation with me on these glasses, just think they're a cool pair of glasses,
yeah, exactly,
right?
without feeling too mad.
So where do you go, what do we see from you in the next 3 years? Where does this innovation go?
Right, what we've done is we've worked really hard, as you know, to miniaturize camera technology to get it into glasses.
Right.
Now we've cracked that miniaturization piece, we may be able to go beyond glasses. I don't know quite what else we can fit this stuff in, but we've cracked the miniaturization. So let's see what else we can sort of pot that technology into.
We're talking about the camera technology.
The camera technology.
So it isn't really about the glasses, it's about the camera technology itself.
It is really, yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, glasses is just a great way for us to be able to show what we've done with this miniaturization. Mm-hmm. But we could,
Will we add earbuds or sound to this?
We can do, yeah. We're looking at that. We're also looking at other ways that we can stream. So going into sort of more live portals that remote users could look into as well.
So actually, it occurs to me, I had asked you this question before about whether we were going to, because I've seen some prototypes that actually have earbuds that are built into them, and you don't have that now. Now that could be something for the future.
It could be, yeah.
Right.
We could, and that is, it is sort of on our roadmap of things to consider. Is that at the moment this is very much one way, but we might be able to make it a two-way device as well.
Right, but actually, as I start to think about it, this is so if I'm streaming, I may be streaming it or being connected directly to my smart device, right? That I may be wearing, right?
Yes.
So I could be doing that right away. I have the battery power. Okay, so I'm streaming through that, so I actually could be communicating with somebody on that. And I don't have it on me right now, but all around the show we have the new earbuds that don't require the wires. If I had a set of earbuds in here, I actually would achieve the same purpose of being able to hear instruction or things being given to me through my smart device. So as I'm recording the training or whatever I'm doing, somebody actually could be giving me instruction.
Could give you instruction. They could, for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's really not so far-fetched. I'm not so sure actually that I'd want to see wires hanging from this as I start to think about it.
Yeah.
I probably would use something that was somehow connected into it.
Right? Yeah.
In the same thing. Well, that's really very cool. It's great to see something that goes from a mock-up done on a 3D printer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Into something that you're actually selling.
Finally made it.
And the price point of these devices?
So we start the sort of entry-level products in at $159, and we go $159, $179, this one at $199, and maybe the Wi-Fi one, we're hoping around $220, $229, something like that.
Can we buy them in the US today?
We're starting to roll out through the retailers. I can't confirm any retailers today, but certainly by the end of the show, you'll start to
see. On all of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the availability of a Wi-Fi version?
I think we're looking at pretty much Q2, so late spring, early summer.
And are these sold in retailers now over in the UK?
Yes, pretty much.
So how are sales going?
Going good, really good. I mean, it's it's like anything, it's a new category. Of course, Snap's now entered the category, which has helped enormously to build some recognition of video.
So is there something that happened that really just sort of surprised you, something you weren't expecting, or some use for the glasses somebody brought up that you just hadn't thought about, once you got started?
Have I got to keep it clean?
No. Keep it, wait. Well, now wait a minute here. We shouldn't, that's not a joke, right? We shouldn't forget that for many years, the Consumer Electronics Show was side by side with the Adult Entertainment Show.
Yeah, indeed. That's
and there was a reason for that. It wasn't just because people were going for it, but a lot of technology would be developed for the military or for healthcare or education. But before they could get the money to make a commercial, they'd take it to perhaps one of those not clean industries who would make pay-per-view and everything else a readable technology. So what ideas have people come up with for using the glasses? Well, I'm now starting to think about this myself. Maybe you don't have to tell us.
Yeah, exactly. I'll leave that one to your imagination. But the sensible stuff, we've got military using them, medical. There's some really useful medical stuff being done right now. Again, mostly around client care and things like that.
Boy, you now have my imagination going on all the wrong things that you could be doing with the technology, right? But anyway, but it just goes to show you that once you have the technology in place, you have the ability to sort of let your imagination go with anything that you want to do. I think that the Wi-Fi piece, battery extension down the road, being able to add in some sort of sound is probably where the next generations are headed. But as you said, you know, it's about the camera, so where else can the camera go?
Yeah, that's exactly it. What can we do with the camera? And then once we've captured all this stuff, I guess the next thing to think about is then what do we do with it? How do we share it? How do we store it? You know.
Well, very good. Yeah. Well, listen, Chris, it's been great talking to you. It's great to see somebody who's moved in a couple of years to reality from a concept.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
And with some real practical uses. Yeah, so we'll look forward to seeing where it goes in the future.
Yeah, lovely.
Great. So Rob Grimes with the IFBTA, and I'm standing here in Sunnycam with Chris, and following up, and we will follow up again and see where this goes in the future.